tuned in to the premier program for all of your business resources, Small Business NOLA, with your host, Reuben, DeTiege.
Hi, welcome back to Small Business NOLA. I'm Reuben DeTiege. I'm back. I've been gone for a while, but it's been competently held down by the co-host here, Constance Spears.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you for holding that down for us. But we're back now, and we got a lot of good information, and the New Year's coming up, and we're trying to expand on some of the marketing ideas, some of the other things that we've got. But I'd like to thank Constance for holding everything down for us and been getting some rave reviews. If you want to see us now, we've expanded now to go on to YouTube. So you go to Small Business NOLA and type that on YouTube, and you should be able to see what we got going on. But I'm going to let Constance introduce. We have a very interesting guest. He's very close to me. Very wonderful gentleman and very learned. You're going to learn a lot about him, but I'm going to let Constance introduce our guest for the day from one of the agencies here in New Orleans. Go ahead, Constance.
Thank you. We have a distinguished gentleman from New Orleans Regional Business Park, and his name is Mr. Joseph. Tell us about your business.
Well, Constance, I'm the Executive Director of the New Orleans Regional Business Park, and it's a pleasure to be here with you today.
Yes.
The thing that the public needs to know is that the Regional Business Park is located in eastern New Orleans, actually at 13801 Old Gentilly Road, and we're directly across the street from the NASA Michoud Industrial Development Complex.
Okay.
When you come out that way, you'll see those huge buildings where the Saturn V rocket was produced, where the space, virtually every space shot that was a manned mission began right there in the business park. So the New Orleans Regional Business Park is integral to the future of our country. Now, it's also integral to what we're doing here today with the Small Business Showcase. Small business has a place in the business park. A lot of people don't realize Dr. Tishner's is in the business park, as well as a lot of other firms. The largest coffee processing firm in the country, roasting facility, is in the business park. That's Folgers. We also have the Smucker's factory right in the business park, along with the firms of Richards Disposal, Metro Disposal. We have CSX Railroad. Copar is there, along with a number of other kinds of firms that support the industrial development of our city. There is room for commercial development in the park, and we urge you to come out to our facility at 13801 Old Gentilly Road, or you can give me a call or visit our website, and you'll see that we have space for you in the business park. You'll be close to NASA. You'll be close to something else that's important to New Orleans. That is the coming of Hollywood South.
Right, I heard about that.
Well, when you talk about Hollywood South, you're going to be talking about the New Orleans Regional Business Park, because what we have going now are firms who are interested in moving Louisiana, and specifically New Orleans, into the movie business full-fledged. We've had a number of movies shooting all around the city, and of course everybody gets a bit concerned when they see those movies with all of those tractor-trailer trucks. We welcome the commerce, but what's really important is to recognize that we need to do just as Los Angeles, California's done. You go to Los Angeles and you have the facilities in Hollywood, and now we're referred to as Hollywood South.
That sounds good.
Now look, let me ask you this. You told us a wonderful lot of good information about the New Orleans Regional Business Park, which we will allude to a little later. That started out as no bid, that a lot of people may know.
True.
But now it's a regional business park. Now tell us about Joseph Shorter.
Well, Reuben, I'll tell you what, my professional life has been long and varied. I'm really glad to say long. But when I finished from Southern University, I was commissioned as a second lieutenant, went on active duty, served in Southeast Asia, and when I returned to New Orleans, I went to work in the Landrew administration. That's the first Landrew administration.
Moon Landrew.
Moon Landrew, that's correct.
Okay.
And there my field of expertise was in housing, physical development, infrastructure development, and worked in the Landrew administration and transitioned into Mayor Morial's administration.
Okay.
And that was a very interesting part of my career, Mayor Morial, as everyone knows, was the first elected black mayor of the city of New Orleans, and there I did both housing, and then I evolved into the health department. I was the secretary of the Department of Health. Now you need to understand the structure. You had the director, and you had the deputy director, and then you had the secretary. And the secretary was generally the person who was in charge of day-to-day operations, as opposed to the director and the deputy being medically orientated personnel handling the medical side of the business.
Now, who was that at the time when you served?
Dr. Brobson Lutz ultimately became the director of health. He was the deputy when I came in. Then he moved up, and Helen Stanwood, many may remember Helen, became the deputy director of health at that time. And we did a really a good job at that time of just making certain that everyone had access to health in the various neighborhoods. Then going forward, I moved up to state government, and I became the deputy, the director of the Governor's Office of Minority Business Development under Governor Edwards. And in that capacity, we operated 7 offices throughout the state of Louisiana: Shreveport, Monroe, Alexandria, Lake Charles, Baton Rouge, and of course New Orleans. And we were basically providing business counseling to entrepreneurs seeking to enter into the world of business. At that time, we were just getting into the door. And it was a question of making certain that everyone had a fair and equitable opportunity to participate in the bid process. So I think it's really important for us to recognize that small business is where the bulk of the jobs will be coming in the future, and my background has prepared me well to work in that field.
What made you want to work with the business part?
Again, coming into New Orleans after the storm, it was a question of what do we need to really prosper. Looking at my wealth of experience, because also in another era, I served as one of the deputy commissioners of insurance. And I looked at what was going on in our community after the storm, after Katrina, and we needed to rebuild our capacities in order to do small business, because look at the corporate entities today. General Motors was about to go under. The president had to rescue them.
Exactly.
The banking industry was about to go under. The president had to rescue them. Quiet as kept, health care was on the verge of going under, and now we have the Affordable Health Act, which is colloquially referred to as Obamacare. That's something that is going to be of benefit to every American with us today, because before the Affordable Health Act, Obamacare, many people were walking around with absolutely no health care. Well, today, when affordable health care kicks in fully in 2014, everybody will be covered by health care. But I looked at the fact that, now, how can you afford to pay the premiums that will be attendant with that? You need a job. Where are the bulk of the jobs being formed?
And that's where you come in.
Small business.
Small business.
What does the business park provide? It provides a springboard for small businesses. Before the storm, and Reuben, you know this very well, we operated a business incubator at the business park.
Okay, now explain to us, what does that mean?
Business incubator is an environment where a startup can come in and receive some assistance by not necessarily having to bear the full individual overhead. In our facility, we can accommodate as many as 20 businesses by providing them office space, reception services, internet services, access to office machines and products, so that they can focus on their particular lines of expertise. If it's someone that's starting, say, an insurance agency, that broker really needs to go out into the field and meet with their potential clients. If it's an accounting service, the same thing. You can't wait for business to walk in the door. Sometimes you have to go to the field and plow the field so that you can, in fact, grow a crop and harvest the fruits of your labor. So in the incubator environment, we can accommodate those businesses, making certain that they do have the kind of support that they'll need in order to be successful. If you had to go into an independent building and actually pay the rent on, say, 400 square feet, that doesn't sound like a lot of space, but when you consider utilities, that being lights,
Right.
water,
Right.
insurance, then go and get an office machine, a computer, then go and sign up for telephone services and get internet services, pretty soon you're not looking at just the cost of that $400, but you're looking at something that's going to be added cost
Right.
that will act as an anchor to your business. So instead of sailing forward to a port and harbor of success, you're weighted down with expenses that need to be shared, and that's what the
Right.
incubator service provides,
Okay,
a
so-
sharing of expense.
Just to kind of like let everybody know exactly what it is that you're saying. You're saying that if I am a business, and there's a lot of people out there that they are just themselves, and you can give me an office space. I just come in with my desk and maybe my computer, and you'll be able to give me access to the internet,
Correct.
telephone.
Well, you'll bring your
service.
telephone,
Okay, I
because
have
many
my own
people have
telephone.
moved to the mobile phone now as opposed to
Exactly.
the wired phone.
Exactly.
But you bring your office furniture. You bring your internet address, your
Right.
web page.
Right.
But you still need to have an address to receive your
mail.
You still need a central phone number to receive
So you can
external
have somebody.
contacts.
So you're going to give me a receptionist.
Absolutely.
So when they call into the office, there's a receptionist that's always answering the
Professional
phone.
answering
Right. You
of-
get that professional atmosphere. that
The
you need.
reception would be, "Good afternoon, New Orleans
Right.
Regional Business Park. How can I direct your call?"
Exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
Before we go any further, let's give them some contact information on you.
Well, I'm available at the New Orleans Regional Business Park, and my website is www.norbp.com. My email address is j.shorter@norbp.com. Telephone number 504-254-4603, and that's screening right on the screen right now as I speak. So if you utilize either of those 2 points of contact, either my email address or the telephone number, we'll be more than happy to provide your service. And the services that we're offering to the businesses at this stage are what any small business is going to need in order to begin down the road to success. And we recognize that it's just so important to not get weighted down in the nuances of really trying to get started, when in fact you need to be in the field doing your expertise.
Well, we enjoy your professional opinion. So I'm going to ask you this, because we're going to probably be going to break in about 2 minutes.
Okay.
What do you see as challenges now in this we have a new administration now. We just came up off the election. We're going to go into our new 4 years. Here we get ready to go into not only that, but a new 2013. Give me your opinion, your personal opinion about challenges that small businesses are facing in America right now.
The biggest challenge facing any business today is the conservation of resources. That's why the incubator program is so important.
Right.
If you got to have your startup money. Your startup money may not be $10,000 to get started in some businesses, but you have to make certain that you have everything that your largest competitor has. But you may not need as much of it. So you need a banking relationship. Without a banking relationship, you're not going to know where your money is. You need an accountant. You need legal services to make certain that every contract that you enter into is in fact valid. And you need to know that people can find you, so you need marketing services.
Right.
And those are the challenges that small business is going to face.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're going to take a break and we'll be right back with you.
Thank you. Merci.
New Orleans would like to say,
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thanks, America.
We love you.
We don't just say thanks,
We played.
And now we'd like to say thank you in person.
Come on down, America.
Come for the history.
Come for the music. Come for the food.
Come for the art. Lots of art.
Come for the fun.
Come feel good.
Come for the people. Come for beignets.
Come for the sweet sounds of jazz.
Come for it all. We rolling, y'all.
Come fall in love with New Orleans all over again.
Come on, what you waiting for?
Every child is curious. George, look what I found. Turn their curiosity into a lifelong love of learning.
That's a periscope.
It's one of the most important gifts you can share. Create a curious reader.
Oh, you want to build a castle like that one? This is super bedtime reading.
Share a book together today. Visit read.gov.
Thinking of cooking? Think of your heart. I'm Mon, short for mono unsaturated fat.
And I'm Polly, unsaturated fat. We're the Better Fat Sisters. We help lower your risk of heart disease.
Have some of the foods we're in.
Like fish, nuts, and vegetable oils.
That's right, sis. Eat less of those foods our bad fats brothers, saturated and trans, are in.
They'll break your heart.
Remember, we're better, but we're fats too.
We all have 9 calories per gram.
So go easy on the portions.
And spend more time with us.
The Better Fat Sisters. Be kinder to your heart.
All right, here we are back, and we're still here with Mr. Joseph Shorter, who is the Executive Director of the New Orleans Regional Business Park, and we're continuing this conversation about economic development here in New Orleans, industrial development, and the Regional Business Park. So tell us now, let's talk about the Regional Business Park, the largest business park of its kind in the United States.
That's correct, Reuben. The Regional Business Park in New Orleans is actually 7,000 acres. We have rail service from 6 different rail lines. We have deep water portage. We have access to the interstate directly. Our boundaries run from the Industrial Canal on the west, the Chef Mentor Highway on the north, the Mississippi River Gulf Outlet on the south, and what's known as Industrial Boulevard, which is well past Michoud Boulevard on the eastern side. When you look at that 7,000 acres, you're looking at NASA Michoud as the primary resident there. You're also looking at, as I mentioned earlier, the Folgers Complex, the Smuckers Complex, CSX Railroad, Copart, Adam Hydell's salvage recovery area was begun in the business park. Rich's Disposal, Metro Disposal, the list goes on and on. We have 7 different trucking firms located in the business park.
You know what people don't know, Mr. Shorter, is that the account that they have, I'm saying account, but the contract that the Department of Agriculture has with the National Finance Center, if you get a government check, it's all printed right there in the park.
The National Finance Center in the business park hires over 2,500 good-paying jobs in excess of $50,000. It is a tremendous asset to this area. The Coast Guard has a Coast Guard station there that stretches from St. Louis, Missouri, all the way down to the Gulf Coast, and then comes east and west from Houston to in the west all the way over to past Mobile. So we have some tremendous presences within the business park. And then we also have available space. If your firm, we're talking small business, but for the larger businesses, if anybody is ever contemplating coming to New Orleans, and one of our partners in New Orleans is in fact the New Orleans Business Alliance, NOLA Business Alliance. They're doing a lot of recruiting. As a matter of fact, I just met with their executive director yesterday at their annual stakeholders meeting.
Now that's Mr. Miller, am I correct?
That's Rod Miller.
Rod Miller.
And Rod and his crew are doing a tremendous tremendous job. So together, we're looking forward to an even closer partnership where they do the recruiting and we have what they need, the siting. Because you're not going to put a manufacturing facility in the middle of City Park. You're not going to put it in the middle of Audubon Park. So the only other place in Orleans Parish to put it is the New Orleans Regional Business Park.
And now, that's in New Orleans East,
That's
right?
in New Orleans East. Now here's one thing to be cognizant of. We talked about Hollywood South, but 3 weeks ago there was a major announcement that NASA is about to begin the next heavy lift space vehicle construction at the Michoud plant. That is serious. If you pass by now, you'll see the Titan V booster, which brought man to the moon.
Okay.
It's huge. The next vehicle will be larger.
Right.
It's the kind of technology that will demand that many smaller firms come together, and there'll be tremendous opportunities for our small businesses, medium, and even large corporate entities to come to the business park, because we do have the power of bonding.
Can I call your company or your office
Absolutely.
to see where some of these available spaces are?
What we do is serve as a coordinating agency. You give us a call directly. We're most accessible. And again, our number's 254-4603, and we'll make certain that you get to the right party. Or you can, of course, email your question to me at j.shorter@norbp.com, and we'll coordinate that to make certain that you get to the party that you need to be with. Because there's several corporate entities that are operating at NASA. Lockheed Martin is there, Boeing is there, and Jacobs Technology. Each one of those major Fortune 500 corporate entities have a distinct role in the development of the next heavy lift vehicle, and we are working with those individuals. The other thing that we're doing as a coordinating agency is reforming our Business Owners Association. There, we're bringing in all of those diverse businesses, be it Folgers, be it Richards, be it the recovery yards or whatever, to identify those basic issues that are impacting every one of those businesses. If it bothers Richards Disposal, it's probably going to be bothering Metro. If it's bothering those two firms, then maybe Copor or another firm in the park has the same issue. One thing that the public needs to understand: we already have been successful in bringing home the bacon from Baton Rouge. Now, this occurred before I came out, but right now the city is putting together a $5 million job on what they call the front door project. That is something that's going to be used around the 510 interchange to beautify and smooth out the roads. We all know that we have some bumpy roads. Well, the legislature's provided that $5 million. And just this month, we submitted, from the business park, we submitted a $2 million request for a capital budget appropriation to make improvements within the business park areas to better enhance what we already have. And these are our tax dollars that have gone to Baton Rouge through sales tax, property tax, and whatnot, that we are trying to pursue to bring back to, in fact, enhance our lifestyle.
Now let me just clear this up so we know. The regional business park really is a quasi-state agency.
Absolutely.
And it is completely run by the tax dollars that are collected from the corporates, not the residents that are in that park district boundary.
Well, that's generally correct, Reuben, but what is right now, the millage that normally would be exclusively in the business park did not pass muster at the last election. But we still have tax dollars that leave from the business park that we are trying to recover and bring back to the business park in terms of enhancements. Further, we are supported in our endeavors through the leasing of our spaces for warehousing. The largest sugar warehouse in New Orleans is located in the Regional Business Park, and that's our tenant, Myers Warehousing. And my goodness, there are between 12 and 15 trucks, tractor-trailer truck, 18-wheelers that come to that warehouse every day, either bringing in sugar or taking it out. And this time of year, when we're entering the holidays, this is when the baking's taking place.
Right.
Frankly, I was just in the store the other day, and I looked at the sugar aisle, and it was half empty. That's people getting ready to bake their cakes, their pies, their brownies.
Right.
I mean, frankly, this time of the year in New Orleans is one of the most succulent times you can have.
Exactly. So tell us what would be some of the benefits of me or anyone else bringing their business into, your business park.
Well, number one, there are tax incentives available. Give us a call or check out the website, and you can see which tax incentives are available, and it depends on your type of business, the size of your business, and what you're seeking to do. We also own outright 45 acres directly across the street from NASA, and that's available for development. We can utilize our bonding capacity, if the project is right, to in fact blend that into the financing structure of your venture. We're also looking at a number of other kinds of tax credits, so that's one benefit. If you come into our incubator concept, the support systems that we mentioned earlier will be available.
And that's inside of the building itself.
That's inside of our enterprise center,
right,
located at 13801 Old Gentilly Road, directly across the street from NASA. And the other thing is, let's look at the light, medium, and heavy industrial developments. We talked about interstate. We talked about deep water portage. We talked about railroads. But when the Sugar Bowl comes up, when the Super Bowl comes up, we're within 10 minutes of Lakefront Airport, and you're going to see those corporate aircraft coming in, and they're going to be servicing the business titans of America coming in for the Sugar Bowl, the Super Bowl. And if your plant is located in the business park, you can bring your corporate jet to Lakefront Airport and be on your site within 10 minutes. Whereas if you flew commercial into Moisant, or Louis Armstrong Airport, pardon me, you'd be at least a half an hour away if you had police escort, and if the traffic was bad, you might get there within an hour or two.
Now, Mr. Shorter, we're going to have to wrap up in a minute because this was an exciting show and this was a lot of great information. Give me that contact information one time. How do people get in touch with you and the Regional Business Park to find out about their the opportunities? And I'm going to hold this up while you're giving that information there.
The telephone number is locally 254-4603, and my email is j.shorter, SHORTER, at NORBP.com, and it's on your screen right now. We'll be more than happy to receive you either in the office or via email on the telephone.
Well, we'd like to thank you for you coming out to the show today. A lot of great information, and we hope to have you back. Will you come back and give us some more information and tell us after the first of the year what you have going on?
I'll be more than pleased to do so because there is a lot happening in the Regional Business Park.
That sounds good. Look, Constance and I are going. We'll see you next month. Happy holidays to you and your family, but we'll be back next month with some more information here on Small Business NOLA.
DeTiege.